Hey everyone, it's Eric. Have you ever had that feeling? You set a huge, exciting goal for the year, and then somewhere along the way, the chaos of daily life just completely swallows it whole? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down the 4 disciplines of execution, which is basically a playbook for achieving your most important goals, even when everything is crazy. So let's get right into it.
So here's the game plan. First, we're going to talk about the execution crisis, basically why it's so hard to get things done. Then we'll dive into the 4 disciplines that are designed to fix that: focusing, acting on levers, keeping score, and creating a cadence. And then at the end, we'll talk about how you can put all this stuff to work for yourself.
All right, let's just dive right into the core of the problem. This is something that I think every single one of us deals with every single day. It's this constant tug of war, this battle between the things that are screaming for our attention right now and the things that are actually truly important for the future.
I mean, picture this. It's so common. You're a manager, it's January, and the whole team is fired up. You set this amazing goal to boost customer satisfaction by 20%. Everyone's excited. But then, life happens. An urgent project blows up. A key client is upset about something. Your boss needs a report, like yesterday. You kind of see that 20% goal on the wall and you think, yeah, I'll get to that eventually. Fast forward to the end of the year, and you haven't just made 0 progress, satisfaction has actually gone down. Sound familiar? I thought so.
Well, this crazy, chaotic force, it actually has a name. It's called the Whirlwind. It's that nonstop storm of emails, meetings, and fires you have to put out just to keep things running. But here's the most important thing to get. The whirlwind isn't a sign that you're failing or that your company is a mess. It's just a natural force. It's the day-to-day stuff that keeps the lights on. It's gravity.
And this is the big aha moment. You can't stop the whirlwind. You can't just wish it away. And you don't have to. The book we're talking about today, The 4 Disciplines of Execution, lays out a system that was developed by Franklin Covey after they studied over 1,700 organizations. It's a proven, battle-tested way to launch your big goals and make them happen inside the storm, in spite of the whirlwind.
Okay, so that brings us to the very first discipline. And honestly, this one is probably the most difficult and the most counterintuitive. It's about focusing, sure, but it's a way more extreme kind of focus than you're probably used to. It's literally the art of saying no, not just to bad ideas, but to really good ones.
I mean, we've all done this, right? It's human nature. We want to improve everything at once. We want to lose weight, read more, learn a new language, and save for a house, all at the same time. But here's the harsh truth. That ambition is actually your worst enemy when it comes to execution. There's basically a law of diminishing returns for goals.
And this isn't just a nice thought. Look at the hard data here. It's fascinating. If you focus your energy on just 2 or 3 big goals, you can actually achieve them and do it well. But the second you expand that to, say, 4 to 10 goals, you'll be lucky if you achieve 1 or 2. And if you go totally crazy and try for 11 to 20 goals, well, you're pretty much guaranteed to accomplish 0, zilch. Your energy just gets spread so thin that nothing gets enough momentum to break through that whirlwind.
So the answer is to identify what the book calls your wildly important goal, or your WIG. This isn't just a priority, it's the priority. This is the one goal that is so important that if you don't achieve it, nothing else you did really matters all that much. And to find it, you just have to ask yourself this one simple question. If every other area of our performance stayed exactly the same, what is the one area where a change would have the greatest possible impact? That's your WIG.
Now, once you have that WIG, you can't just leave it as a vague wish. You've got to nail it down with absolute clarity using this dead simple formula. From X to Y by when. So a fuzzy goal like lose weight becomes something super clear and actionable. I'm going to decrease my weight from 80 kilograms, that's X, to 70 kilograms, that's Y, by December 31st, that's my when. See? Now everyone on the team knows exactly what winning looks like. There's no ambiguity. Okay, that's huge. We've got our laser-focused North Star. But how in the world do we actually get there? Well, that brings us to discipline 2. And this part is brilliant. It's all about shifting our focus away from the result, which we can't directly control, and onto the actions, which we absolutely can.
This is such a game-changing concept. Our WIG, our big goal, like losing 10 kilograms, is what's called a lag measure. It tells you the result after the fact. It lags behind the work. You can't just directly do losing weight, right? The real magic, the key to all of this, is to find the lead measures. These are the high-impact things that you can control that will then drive that lag measure.
Let's make this super concrete. If your lag measure, your WIG, is to lose 10 kilograms, what are your lead measures?
Well, maybe it's exercising 3 times a week or keeping your calories under 1,800 every day. Those are things you can do. For a business, if the WIG is to increase customer retention, a great lead measure could be to make 5 proactive, hey, just checking in, calls to clients every single week. You can't force customers to stay, but you can 100% make those calls. This is what gives you and your team a sense of control and empowerment.
So we know what our goal is, and we know the specific actions to take. But how do we stay motivated and engaged week after week? That's where Discipline 3 comes in. And it's all about turning execution from a boring old job into a winnable game. And the secret? It's a really compelling scoreboard. Just think about any sport you've ever played. If there's no scoreboard, you're just messing around, you're practicing. The second you put a scoreboard up, it's a real game. You're competing. A great scoreboard for your WIG isn't some complex spreadsheet hidden on a server somewhere. It has to be simple, like something you can draw on a whiteboard. It has to be out in the open where everyone can see it every single day. And crucially, it has to show both your lead measures, your actions, and your lag measure, the result. Anyone should be able to glance at it and know within 5 seconds, are we winning or are we losing?
So we've got the goal, we've got the actions, and we've got the scoreboard. We're so close. This final piece, Discipline 4, is like the engine that brings the whole system to life. It's about creating a consistent rhythm, a cadence of accountability.
And this all happens in a very specific, very special kind of meeting. It's called the WIG session. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh great, another meeting. But no, trust me, this is different. First off, it is fast, like 20 minutes max. It happens every single week, same time, same day, no exceptions. And here is the most sacred rule of all. The Whirlwind is not allowed in the room. This meeting is only for talking about the WIG. That's it, period.
The power of this meeting comes from peer-to-peer accountability, and it's driven by a super simple repeating agenda. First, everyone reports on the 1 or 2 commitments they made last week. Did you do what you said you would do? Second, the team looks at the scoreboard together to see the impact of their actions. And third, everyone makes new commitments for the week ahead, specific things they will do to move the numbers on the scoreboard. It's not about reporting up to the boss. It's about making promises to your teammates. It's a totally different dynamic.
And there you have it. That's the whole system. It's not just a collection of good ideas. It's a complete, integrated operating system for actually achieving the things that matter most to you. So let's just do a quick final recap of how all 4 of these disciplines lock together to create real results. First, you ignore all the good ideas and you focus intensely on one wildly important goal. Second, you identify and act on the high-leverage lead measures that will actually drive that goal forward. Third, you create a simple, visible scoreboard so everyone on the team always knows the score. And fourth, you establish a weekly cadence of accountability to keep the momentum going. See how it's a closed loop? It's a system designed to work in the real world, right in the middle of that crazy whirlwind.
Look, this system isn't just for Fortune 500 companies. It works for small teams. It works for your own personal goals. It just works. So I want to leave you with a challenge, a question to think about. What is the one wildly important goal that you are going to commit to achieving right now? Don't overthink it. Just pick one thing. Apply these 4 disciplines, and I promise you, you're going to be amazed at what happens. All right, guys, that's it for me. If this breakdown was helpful, you know what to do. Please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and maybe share it with a friend or colleague who's trying to get big things done. And hey, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments what book you'd like me to break down next. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.